Hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. It is Wednesday. This is the 29th of October, 2025, if you can believe that. Welcome to Lighthouse Tapestry. And we are so grateful that you're joining us either live or maybe later as you look at this recording. And let us introduce our cast and crew of beautiful souls. We have Dawn with us, Ron is with us, Morgan, Ruby, Betsy, and we also have Wendy backstage. She is managing us to make sure that we don't go off kilter. And we are welcoming all of you into this beautiful spiritual community. So if you are new to the channel, we do a live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will talk about the energy tonight. We've got some really crazy energy, Dawn, that we've been talking about for the last half an hour that we'll talk and we'll pull some cards for the collective. If you are interested in getting a card pull, please put a heart in the chat and we'll get to as many of you as we can this evening. And welcome everyone in. It's great to see you guys as you're joining on. One announcement, we will have the full moon ritual next Tuesday, November the 4th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll send out an announcement on that so you can join us and participate and just release a lot of stuff. So Dawn, we're going to have our candles. We're going to be burning. We're going to invite you to join us. And so glad that you are all coming on and experiencing a wonderful spirit of community and energy tonight. So we're going to get started as usual with a quick clearing. And we're asking Ruby tonight if she would do our clearing to get us all in the right energetic space.
All right, we have Eris up on the screen tonight. Everybody can close your eyes. Let your breath start to deepen. Inhale gently through your nose and exhale slowly through the mouth. Let your shoulders drop, let your jaw unclench, and allow the energy of the day to begin to soften and settle. This is your space. This is your time to clear, reset, and receive. As we begin, imagine yourself standing inside a soft circle of light, a golden white glow surrounding you. This is your lighthouse light, your soul's beacon. Every breath you take strengthens it, brighter, steadier, calmer. It's here to clear away anything that doesn't belong to you. With your next inhale, draw that light into your heart space. And with your exhale, let it expand outward, washing through the mind, the body, the energy field, cleansing stress, thought loops, and any heavy emotions that have been sitting too close to the surface. Feel your body begin to ground. You might even want to roll your shoulders, stretch your neck, or wiggle your fingers. Let that movement signal your system. It's safe to relax now. Now take a slow, intentional breath and bring your awareness down to your feet. Visualize golden roots extending down from your soles, deep into the earth, anchoring you to stability, peace, and presence. Let these roots find their way through the soil, the rock, the crystal layers, connecting all the way to the heart of the earth. Feel that grounding energy rise up like a warm current, steady, protective, and nurturing. You are supported. You are connected. You are home. Imagine a gentle breeze moving through your aura now, carrying away what no longer serves you, clearing old cords, old contracts, and the noise of the outside world. Anything heavy just lifts, dissolves. It's transmuted into light. Feel that lighthouse beam within you. Steady, unwavering, and ready to shine. You are clear. You are aligned. You are ready to receive. All right, beautiful souls, take one more deep breath in and let it go. Let's begin with Dawn.
And I did it right away. I forgot to unmute myself. So very sorry about that. It's such a strong energy today. And what I want to do is bring in the chart and take a look for you. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay. There. Do you see it bigger now? Hopefully. Oh, let me do it here. Share this tab. Okay. This is today. This is what's going on today in the heavens. So one of the things I want to point out for you is Libra. The big topic that we've had this evening is 3i Atlas. And it's at its closest to the sun, which is what they call perihelion, because they always have to have a special word for everything. It is at 22 degrees. 47 minutes of Libra. So that would be down here. Oh, make sure that's the wrong one. Hang on just a second. October. There. Dun, 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 dun. October 21st. Okay. Come on in. There you are. Okay. So you're seeing what I'm seeing now, I hope? Right? Yes. Perfect. Okay. So we do have this energy of Libra. We do have, this was I'm just having a time of it. Everything was lined up. And so it's got to be, I can tell you what it is right now. It is the fact that Mercury is opposite Uranus and Mercury is screwing with me right now. So thank you. I appreciate your patience with me. Okay. I'll just leave it there. There. Ha ha ha. Okay. I got there eventually. All right. So we do have Libra is right here. And for some reason, it's not going to share that. Okay. We're just going to go with it. This is what the new moon was. Venus has entered into this area of the chart. She is actually at 19 degrees right now. And the perihelion is 22 degrees. And interestingly, we do have the star Arcturus is at 20. I just want to make sure I get this right. 24 degrees of Libra. And Venus will actually be going over those degrees as she's traveling through. And then she's going to be opposite to Chiron over here. And right next to Chiron is Eris, whose picture that we just saw. Eris, the table turner. Eris, who would not be denied a seat at the wedding table and who showed up and was like, it's not right that you don't invite everybody. So she actually likes fairness and she is willing to cause trouble in order to get it. So she is right next to Chiron, and Venus will be opposite Chiron. And then actually on the reason that this is interesting, that this is showing up on the 28th, Venus is at 28 degrees on that full moon in Taurus, which she rules the full moon. at 13 degrees of Taurus. So the sun would be at 13 degrees of Scorpio. Taurus is 13 degrees of the moon. So she's very much in her own ruling right around all of this three-eye Atlas energy still. And I'm certain that everybody has been feeling this energy with what has been going on today. I'm certain that we have all felt it. I'm certain that it's very strong for people. It will continue to be strong for people. And I think with that energy, I'm messing around here with all this stuff now that I sort of can. The power I have, it's amazing. So what I really want to say is we will be feeling this energy in, and actually Betsy did an absolutely beautiful channeling. She was channeling Orion, and then she had Three-Eye Atlas step in and had something to say. So that'll be out tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And I think we all felt this energy today, as strong as it was, and that we are receiving downloads, that we have been, to me, it's like an electric energy. We do have, not to mention that we have Venus that's very strong in her own sign. We also have Mercury in an opposition to Uranus. So that energy too is just that, downloads possible kind of energy, very strong energy. So I think with all of that, I didn't even really want to go much beyond the fact that this energy is incredibly strong today and will be incredibly strong all the way through to this, this full moon energy in Taurus, because Venus is in charge all this time. And that's where Three-Eye Atlas is. That's where the Arcturus star is. That's right next to it. And it was interesting earlier today that was a message that came through that it had visited that star system on its way here. So I think that is an incredible amount of energy that we're all getting. And I think we will continue to get more energy because we're open to it. So allow that to come in, because there's nothing but love going on there. And I want people to feel that if you feel a little bit off, if you feel like, you're just kind of on edge a little bit, you're not sure kind of what's going on, ground, please. Ground your energy in. One of the big messages I got from drawing cards this week was like, we have to ground in our energy, because there's so much going on with all this electricity around us, all this air energy that is incredibly strong. And then we have the grand water trine going on. It's like, okay, don't let your emotions get too far ahead of you so that you get washed away with that, and ground your energy as much as possible. So with that, I will go ahead and pass it on back to, I believe, Sari. Is that you?
Yeah.
Next. Okay.
Yeah. So thank you, Dawn. And I was in the Akash today. I'm an Akashic Records reader, and I've got a group that we work with. And there were messages from the Akash about Three-Eye Atlas. Yeah. And it was, they wouldn't tell us what the message was. They basically said, you've got to wait and see. And part of your learning was patience. I'm an Aries, so it doesn't serve me, because I'm always wanting to know the answer. But anyway, they said there's some great downloads that are coming, and those that are vibrationally aligned will naturally get the information. Those who are not vibrationally aligned might not even understand what's going on. But we asked the question in the collective for tonight, what message is out there for the collective as we are navigating these energies? So this is the section where we talk about the energy for the collective. And the card that I pulled is the Oracle of the Veil. And as you guys know, leading up to November 1st and 2nd, we are in a time where the veil is extremely thin. And so we are able to tap into messages for the collective from the other side. And so tonight's message is harnessing the change, or the changes. It says, this is about holding firm with the changes that are happening. Often the change is fast moving and feels like it's taking us in separate directions. This sometimes is a reality, but when things go in opposite directions, sometimes they come back together. And that spark they creates something magical and life-changing. For us to really harness the change, though, it requires us to be very centered, as Dawn just said, and grounded, but with a vision. So right now, as we're experiencing, there are some kind of opposing energies, Dawn, as you said. There's some polarity in the energies and some kind of ups and downs, and some squares and some things going on. And we must embrace the change. But at the same time, we've got to stay very centered and very grounded to the vision that we've set for ourselves in our spiritual journey. So know that you may be tested. You might feel some of these energies flowing through you, but stand your ground, stay grounded, and this will allow you to accelerate the change and kind of ride the wave above all the fray. And that's what we're trying to do in terms of navigating these energies. So that would be one message. And I will turn it to Ron, who is going to give us the second message for tonight.
Thank you, Sheree. Appreciate it. And hello, everybody. Again, the question is, what is the message coming through for you? And so the rune that I pulled is growth, okay? Also known as Berkana. And it's another of the cycle runes. Berkana represents form of fertility that fosters growth, both symbolically and actually. Sorry, hold that up there. And the growth may occur in the affairs of the world, family matters, the relationship of the self to the self, small s to large s, or to the divine. A rune that leads to the blossoming and ripening. This rune is concerned with the flow of beings into their new forms. We all know the changes are taking place. That message comes through over and over. Its action is gentle, penetrating, and pervasive. What is called for here is to consider your issue with care and awareness. First, disperse resistance, then accomplish the work. Gosh, I just read a book the other day. It says you have the gifts, you have to do the work. For this to happen, your will must be clear and controlled, your motives correct. Any dark corners should be cleansed. This must be carried out diligently and sometimes with expert help. Modesty, patience, and fairness and generosity are called for here. Once resistance is dispersed and the rectification carried out and seen to hold firm, then through steadfastness, and right attitude, the blossoming can occur. So I think this is a beautiful rune, growth for all of us. And we know, like I said, this energy is certainly lighting our fires. So thank you very much. And I'm going to pass it on to Morgan.
Thanks so much, Ron. Okay, so the card that came out for the collective, for what messages are coming in, and I'm pulling from the Path of the Soul Destiny cards. This is the intuitive fractal art. And so this card says the Royal Order, and it is a card 35, which is an 8. And right away when I tapped into that number, they said to me, health is wealth, with the infinity sign for the number 8. And so I was also picking up a lot of feminine energy off of this card. And we're talking about I was hearing Dawn talk about feminine energy, and then that is of allowing, and yin energy. They're talking about rest, some sort of soothing energy that's coming in. And they also said to please sit in sacred places. I also picked up crystal bowl meditation, a lot of wind chimes, this type of thing, sacred sounds they were talking about when I looked at this card. But the card itself says the Royal Order. We play important roles in each other's lives. We aid each other on the journey to oneness and ascension. Before we can play an integral role in helping others, we have to first take care of ourselves. The Royal Order is about keeping within the divine order of life. Be sure to care for the physical vessel that is you. It needs to run and function properly. You have an important part to play in the lives of others, so make sure you take care of yourself first. the other thing that kept coming up as well was something about drinking like lemonade or lemon water. And then I was seeing like lemon water and then cilantro and cucumber in there. So I hope that message helps someone. And with that, I am going to pass it on to Dawn.
Hello, thank you. And I'm using the Oracle of the Seven energies. And the card that came out happens to be Feeling the World. And it's a number 13 card, which is also the degree that the full moon in Taurus is going to be in. So it's going to be important, I feel. And the first paragraph, this really struck me. So let me just read that first, because it gave me all kinds of messages to come in for all of us. Empathy reminds you that you are not alone. It is a beautiful capacity to feel the connectivity all around you, giving you a profound sense of belonging. A broader experience of being part of the larger whole. That said, it can also be overwhelming, especially when you don't know where you end and the rest of the world begins. Now is the time to be clear about your boundaries. Ask yourself whose energy you've tuned into. You might even find it's not yours. So to me, I think this is a very good message about protecting your own energy. We are going to be feeling connection to the rest of the people around us. But I would also offer yourself a protection of only for the greatest and highest good, because people that aren't tuned in and realizing what's going on are going to have very chaotic energy. They're not going to understand what's going on. They're going to be rejecting things. Basically, it's not so much that they're rejecting it, they're just not accepting. To me, that's what it feels like. They're just not accepting what they could accept in. And because of that, they're not getting that benefit of what we get with sharing all that other energy. So to me, this is really saying, yes, we're connecting with all these other people at a much higher vibration. That is coming in, but also protect your energy, because all of our gifts are going to be highly elevated now. We're going to be, all that volume from whenever you go somewhere is all going to be turned up. And we need to control that volume a bit in order for us to have, going into, as she said, sacred places and tuning into our own energy and giving ourselves space and self-care is very important. But I think there's so many changes that are going to be coming, and especially we're having all of this energy that's going to be meant to break things down. And that's tough for an empath, because this is supposed to be happening and we know it. And we're like, okay, we accept that that's supposed to be happening, but still it's chaotic energy. And that's difficult for us sometimes, especially since other people don't know how to handle it. We do, but they're like, they're harshing our mellow, right? So with that energy, I think that, we are feeling the world and work on connecting to that higher energy. So before I pass it on to Betsy, I will say that she's going to be reading, right now she'll be giving a message for the collective, but put a question if you're interested in maybe her reading for you, because it helps her connect when she has a question to focus on. So if you're interested, go ahead, and we're not, obviously that's not a guarantee, but put a heart, put a question, and then maybe she can answer that for you later. So with that, I'll turn this over to Betsy.
Thank you, Dawn. That was very interesting. Hello, everybody. It's always a pleasure to be with you. I'm going to channel for you a message from the Divine I Am, and this message will come through my guide, whose name is Orion. He's very loving, and please know, if you're interested in channeling, you can always invite him in. He's loving and will lift your frequency so that you can connect to your own team of guides anytime. Okay, at this time, I'm going to connect and see what Spirit has to share with all of us. Hello, my beloved angels of light. Yea, indeed, ye who are on the planet Earth are earth angels. It has been said that humans do not visit the angelic plane. But please know that some of you indeed have, and this is so good, for you have brought some of this wonderful angelic high vibrational energy into the earth plane at a time when it is very, very needed. There is a corruption going on in the earth plane. It is a division. And as you have heard before, some are going to the left and some are to the right. Some are moving with fear, for it is a very fearful time on the planet Earth. And yet some are mainstayed in the love, for they recognize that it is just as important to be within in peace, bliss, and joy as it is to be focused on the external, which is just the movie that is playing at the time. Do remember and realize that you are one with the divine I am at all times. Nothing is amiss. You are perfect. You are still as God created you. And thus, indeed, you have the gift and the abilities to connect with the divine, to hear the messages, and to trust them. When you start to get your own messages, remember not only to hear and trust, but to act on them. For it will do you of no good, nor of the earth plane itself, if you do not take the courage and the willingness to move forward with what the divine has spoken unto you. It will feel for you much like your own imagination, and you may want to discount it because it will be easy. As you know, the veil is very thin now, especially for the next 3 days. So you, yes, indeed, you may be getting more messages, not only from those that you love in heaven or in spirit form, but from us. Some of us have never taken a form. Some of us have. It makes no difference. We want you to know that what is different is that we are of a higher frequency. And this is very good. You are like our younger brothers and sisters, and we have come as a celebration, as a birthday party, for is that not fun? And in so coming unto you in this way, we lift your frequency. So what does that mean? When your frequency is lifted, you will become automatically more creative. We invite you to be consciously creative, for this is a time of great change, and most of you, and do not scold yourself, but elevate yourself and be proud. Most of you will feel the, as it has been described, chaotic energy. Do not think that you have done anything wrong. Do not scold yourself, but let yourself float with it and know that you're going to wind up exactly where you need to be. Relax, let go, and let it be. And then you will be able to breathe and ground and move forward. Clarify for yourself at this time what it is you want. Where do you want to be in your life? A high vibrational being of light? Is your focus on your spiritual life, on your relationship, on your financial gifts, on a location? Allow yourself, as you know, to feel it as done with great joy and gratitude. And as these changes move through you, this chaotic energy, you do not need to grab for a pole to hold on to. Let go and let it be, for it will calm down. And we bring to you the illustration of that which you know at this time frame, that island to be Jamaica, which is an example of what we are saying. The wind is so strong, but do you no good to hold on. It will blow you where it wishes. Let go. And then when the wind calms down, take a look at where you are, and you may be quite pleased. And then own for yourself what you want. You are a creator God, remember indeed. You are one with that which is holy, and you always will be. So the changes are abound. We are with you, and we are navigating through the stars to be with you even more. We have sent forth the ship that is known as Atlas, who is benevolent, friendly, powerful, and will be engaging. Many of you will feel this interface, and there's nothing to be afraid of. If you do not feel it, again, do not scold yourself. You are perfect as you are, but some of you will get messages, and if you care to, share them, for they are messages pointing forward for the collective. Write them down, and you may wish to bring them up next week when we meet with you again in the Lighthouse Tapestry. You are of great love and great service. Never diminish that. We appreciate you and we love you. And so it is for now. Amen, amen, amen.
Thank you, Betsy.
You're welcome. Thank you, Ruby. And now I pass on the baton to you.
Thank you.
Uh,
Well, my heart just feels like it's exploding listening to her message. It's so beautiful. And that's the energy that I was getting too. I actually pulled this card before she started speaking and channeling, but I got karmic relationship, and I'm not feeling it in a negative way at all. I'm feeling it almost like this partnership of us in this energy here, this light energy, and then it's coming in the form of a partnership for these changes that are happening now on purpose. And so, usually when we think of karmic relationships, we think of the negative side of it or the unhealthy part of it, but there's a purpose behind it. And then I had pulled a card I filmed today for my reading for Lighthouse Tapestry on Friday. And it's called The Perfect Storm. And that's exactly what I'm getting here for this energy for everyone here. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. But it's talking about the next few days, which is what 3i Atlas, when 3i Atlas is coming through, because the energy is starting now. So I'm reading from the Voice of the Soul's Oracle. It says, you need to understand the connection you have with another person, another soul. You need to understand why that relationship can be so complicated or why those feelings are so strong. You need to categorize the relationship. This relationship is a karmic one, which means both your souls have already met in previous lives. But this is no reason for the relationship to become toxic or for you to accept things that aren't right for you. Part of you is afraid of cutting this relationship short or focusing on its karmic depth. However, this prevents you from connecting to your free will and making decisions on your own. Today, I'm sending you signs to help you detach yourself from this relationship. Take a step back and connect to your free will. Don't think that unexpected events are a sign of fate. They are important to help you connect to your inner strength and to be able to let go. The next 2 days will be rich for you in signs and important events. You are experiencing an important transition in your energy, emotions, or inner being. You are at a life crossroads. So we invite you to make these important choices. We invite you to make these choices on your own. While others can advise you, you are the one who must decide. It is important that you make the decisions. Signs of our presence will be strong in the next 2 days. They may take on different forms. Embrace them with confidence and compassion. We are by your side to help you be confident in your capabilities of courage and perseverance. These choices will determine a new, important path for you. They will let you evolve and learn in a positive way. You can do anything on your own. You can do it. So it's really the most beautiful karmic card I've ever pulled. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to Sari.
Wow, those are some amazing messages. I feel like we could stop now and just really bask in this beautiful energy. So I hope everyone's feeling it. Okay, so we're going to say individually, what is Spirit's message for you? And you've been putting hearts in the chat. Ron, I'm going to tell you, you're going to pull for Shirley this evening. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull for Karen. And Karen, the last time I pulled for you, I remember this so specifically. It's probably 2 or 3 months ago. And I was drawn to you tonight. But last time I pulled a card, you got some love messages about being open to relationships. And it was a bit of a surprise because a couple of cards fell out. But I pulled tonight from the Santa Muerte Tarot deck, which is the Book of the Dead. And I'll have to do a shout out to my friend Shirley, because I was in London and she and I had the chance to go to the Center for Psychic Studies. There was an exhibit and they had a great shop. And of course, I spent my entire time buying tarot and oracle decks. So Shirley helped me purchase this. But again, Karen, this is a message from across the veil. And I pulled another love message for you. Okay. I was drawn to you tonight. And this is the chalice of the dead. And this is the Ace of Cups. Okay. And if you look at it, it's got a skeleton, but it's got two hearts for the eyes. And there is a dragonfly sitting on top of the cup. And then there's something above a heart above the cup. It's kind of dark. But again, the message behind the Ace of Cups, it's all around a new opportunity for the heart. And it can be, Karen, a renewal of love of self, but it can also be there's a relationship wanting to come in, but you got to be receptive to it. Okay. And the message, what I love about this deck, it has messages from the Book of the Dead. And so the additional meaning beyond what I just said, it says it's a source of your emotional life, of receptivity to love, and of abundance. Of the home as both a property and as a family. And it says, the advice from the Book of the Dead, having thought properly about the choices you will be ready to take on a new phase of creativity and change that will bring something new to light. So Karen, there's something with the veil and the energy this week that's telling you, baby, bring that heart open and let whatever's going to come through. And it may be renewal of self-love and self-care and prioritizing you, but it also can mean there is a new era of change of the heart in terms of a relationship that could be coming in for you. And this is the second time in 2 or 3 months that I've pulled a love message for you. So pay attention, girl. Very unexpected. So so grateful to an honor to pull for you, Karen. And I will pass it on to Ron.
Well, thank you, Sheree. I appreciate it very much. And I'm pulling for Shirley, and I pulled the movement and progress. And full disclosure, Shirley's a close friend or a good friend, and I'm glad that you're back in the good old U.S., and I think you're going to like this reading. The movement, progress, okay? This rune is a rune of transit, transition, and movement, of physical shifts, new dwelling places, listen to that, Shirley, new attitudes, or new life. It also signifies movement in the sense of improving or bettering any situation. There is about this rune a sense of gradual development and steady progress, with the accompanying notion of slow growth through numerous shifts and changes. And again, I know you've been going through a lot of that. This could apply to the growth of a business or to the development of an idea. A relationship may need to undergo changes if it is to live and grow. Moral effort and steadfastness are called for when you draw this rune. Another of the Saka runes. Let it be said this way, and this is in italics, as I cultivate my own nature, all else follows. This rune symbol is the horse. It signifies the bond between the horse and the rider. The Bronze Age artifacts show a horse drawing the sun across the sky. Here, this rune is saying you have progressed far enough to feel a measure of safety in your position. Now it is time to turn again and face the future reassured. Prepare to share the good fortunes that come your way. The sharing is significant since it relates to the sun's power to foster life and illuminate all things with this light. A wonderful rune for you, Shirley. And again, I'm glad you're back, a close friend. And I'm going to pass it on to Morgan.
Thanks so much, Ron. All right, so I am pulling a card for Venus, and the message that came out, I'm pulling from this the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, and the card that came out was this Fox Spirit. Okay, and when I looked at the card, it's a 27, and so that's a number 9, and it's all about completions, humanitarianism, wisdom, and the end of cycles. Okay. The other thing that I really picked up strongly from this card was warmth. And you might be feeling sort of like an unstoppable energy, like you're feeling very confident. very laser focused on something, very passionate, just like a fiery energy coming in for you. Okay. So this Fox Spirit says, think on your feet. Be alert now, for Fox Spirit has appeared and you are meant to move swiftly. Let this clever spirit draw out your creativity as you adjust to rapidly changing circumstances with resilience, grace, and astuteness. Fox Spirit helps us to think on your feet, using your best judgment and wits to help you slip into a more advantageous situation. Now is not a time to hesitate, but a time for swift action of mind, a time to think outside the box and notice the many ways in which you might make a move, aware of your surroundings and always clear on what you deserve and wish to co-create. Trust your cleverness, guided by Fox Spirit, will serve you well. So I hope that helps. Thanks, Venus. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Dawn.
Hello. So I'm reading for MC, and the cards were really picky. I had to go through a couple decks because they didn't want to be pulled. And so then I found the deck that wanted to speak to you. So the card that came out for you was Harmony. It's a number 6 card. And I got special messages with this. So let me just tell you what some of this is, because I think this is very true, kind of in line with the messages that we've been getting. This card signifies the possibility that a deep spiritual initiation, partnership, or union is taking place at this time or is manifesting for the future. This doesn't always necessarily represent a love affair of the heart, but could signify other forms of relationships in your life, whether they're personal or business related. Remember, not all partnerships are romantic. So they can be forged with a group, an organization, a pet, or even an incident or situation. So I feel like this is what is really being said to all of us, that the people that we're connecting with, there's been a lot of messages. I'm getting a lot of messages in of connecting with our tribe, like-minded people, which is going to be even more increasing because of this energy that's coming in. We're to the point where we're going to be eventually able to communicate on a much simpler basis. Not that we can read each other's minds, of course, because, you know, we're always going to ensure privacy, but understanding someone else's emotions and what is going on with them. And I think that this is really telling us that the groups that we associate with are very important, because during a time of turmoil, that's where some of our strength can come from. It's someone else can step up when you're feeling tired. Someone else can be there when you're not at your top form. And I think that is what the message I'm getting. I'm not getting that this is romantic relationship right now. I think that this is about forming the groups that you are meant to be part of. And it's just not one group, it's multiple groups that will support you and believe in what you are doing and encourage you. So that is what I feel is going on with this particular card. So with that, I will take a look, and I don't know, Betsy, if there's anybody that you saw specifically that you want to read for. Otherwise, I can pick out a message for you. So,
Okay. And I want to thank you, Dawn. I'm so glad that you said this could be for all of us, because that's what I was getting. That card was beautiful, and the way that you channeled its meaning touched me. Thank you.
okay. So, if you don't have someone particular, I do have Girl Gone asked, what did the butterfly want to tell her that she connected with? So,
Can she tell you, did she see the butterfly in her mind, her heart, or was it physical or a dream?
Girl Gone, can you give us that explanation?
She saw a butterfly that was kind of getting into her space. It was a yellow butterfly outside physically
Thank
that
you.
she was seeing. Mhm.
Okay, here we go. This is for you. Hello, beloved daughter of light. Please know that this particular symbol, where it was a symbol sent by the divine I am and by the goddess energy, was to let you know that you are moving along the right path and plan. Even though you think you are trying to second guess yourself, we invite you to have more trust. Just like the butterfly goes through a metamorphosis that might be quite scary. And of course, it looks dark. And as a caterpillar, it is nothing like a butterfly. Please know that you are opening to a new day. You are opening to a new experience of life, and you are the butterfly. This is an excellent sign to let you know that you have just begun your flight, your adventure, your journey. As the saying goes, the best is yet to come. We congratulate you, for you have worked hard and long for this achievement, and you deserve it. We love you. We are with you, and you can call upon us anytime you wish. You can call us your butterfly group, and we will respond. And so it is. With love, amen, amen, amen. Lovely. Congratulations. Did that make sense? Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yes. Wonderful. All right, I'm going to go next. I'm going to be reading for Jonna. So Jonna, I got the children card for you. And I also had been talking beforehand and we were talking about our charts, and I have been telling Dawn that I have my Chiron in Taurus, which we have the energy of Taurus coming in very shortly. So I'm going to add that onto this in just a second. But this card says, while you don't always see it, I'm often in touch with your inner child. Your inner child needs reassurance and love. Sometimes you can feel them, but you run away. And then you may create negative relationship patterns and accept situations that aren't aligned with your needs and expectations. Often at night, your inner child manages to get in touch with you, but part of you always avoids them. Just like me, your inner child is a part of you. They aren't your enemy. On the contrary, your inner child is your joy, your laughter, your touch of madness, your spontaneity, even your optimism and your capacity to love. Even if your inner child is sad today, only you can reassure them and take a step towards them. So using your choice of method, go and find your inner child. They are waiting for you, and don't hold blame. Your inner child knows you're doing your best to keep a level of emotional balance. They are your best friend, so reassure them and create a new positive duo. Together, you'll experience beautiful surprises and synchronicities. You have always had a spiritual sensitivity. Even as a small child, you connected strongly to your capabilities and your feelings, but when you grew up, you lost this connection. Now you may feel nothing, or it's an uphill struggle, but that is not so. Your spiritual greatness has always been present. Take time to reconnect to your childhood memories. What you experienced wasn't related to magical thinking, it was real. By reconnecting to your own childhood, you will reconnect to your third eye and your crown chakras. You will reconnect to your inner and spiritual strength, guiding you to a new harmony of energy. You will realize that everything has meaning, and you will understand the meaning of past events. You are an old soul with great spiritual sensitivity. And so I guess the connection was that my Chiron is actually in Taurus. So that's about our own self-worth, our own safety, feeling secure in your own value, regardless of any sort of external validation. So it's like, it's going back to those feelings from when you were young and kind of giving you an opportunity to maybe get messages from your higher self about what you've experienced, and maybe look at things from the past in a different way, and maybe receive some sort of healing over the next week or two as we move through that energy too. So that's what I got for you. I'm taking it back to Sri.
Okay. And I am going to tell Ron that he's reading for Tony Taylor. And Natisha, she's back in the house. I'm reading for you this evening. And you wanted a message of guidance. And I pulled from the All-Seeing Heart. This is another deck I bought with Shirley. I geeked out again on decks, and my suitcase was all full of card decks. But Natisha, 2 cards flew out, and you know this. So this is not anything that we haven't talked about before. The first one is cleansing portal. And it says you are being called to go through the portal and prepare to leave one chapter and enter another. As you enter the portal, it mirrors and reflects your true self, knowing that you are now on the right path. You have called something towards you, and now you need to abide by it and accept it. It could bring some fear of change or discomfort compared to what you're used to or what you think you might want. The key is you've got to have the courage to jump. So, Natisha, you've been on this journey. I think you got the new place and you were looking at the new role. Life is encouraging you to go through this portal. And then the second card that came out, if you do that, here's what is going to happen, which is so incredibly cool. It's the Garden of Eden. And it says, you are summoning to receive guidance from a higher power as they help you navigate this rite of passage or change in direction. So basically, the Garden of Eden, if you know from the Bible stories, was where Adam and Eve went, and it was this beautiful garden. And it says, there is a sense of invitation as if we're being summoned by a king or a queen. The summoning could be subtle and you could miss it. And it's the same vibration in which our own spirit speaks to us. So your guides are talking to you, girl. Go through the portal, take that leap of faith. And on the other side is an abundance of this new beautiful energy and life that you are manifesting. And so if you've been holding on to fear or concerned about letting go, what Spirit is telling you right now, Natisha, Spirit's got your back, and your job is to go through that portal. And the Garden of Eden is waiting on the other side. You got this. Have no fear and jump through that portal because it's waiting for you. And I'm so excited for you because this is a great, great time for you and your energy and your progress moving forward. And I think that's a collective message actually for all of us. Have no fear. Go through these portals. Experience the unknown, and it's okay because Spirit has our back. Beautiful message, Natisha. Thanks for being on the call tonight. And I'm going to pass it to Ron, who is reading for Tony.
That was great, Cherie. Thank you very much. And Tony, I pulled a rune, okay, and this is protection. I did pull it in the upside down position, which means it's reversed. So I'm going to read you a little bit of the positive and a little bit of the reverse. So first of all, this rune of protection, control of the emotion is at issue here. During times of transition, shifts in life course, and accelerated self-change, it is important not to collapse yourself into your emotions, the highs as well as the lows. New opportunities and challenges are typical of this rune, and with them may come trespasses and unwanted influences. I'm shifting now over to the reversed position, and it says, be thoughtful about your health and do not add to the burdens of others. Do not add to the burdens others are carrying. Look carefully at the association you form at this time. If you see fit to become involved with people who are using you, remain conscious of that fact and take responsibility for your own position. Then you can only benefit. And yet, regardless of whether your enterprise prospers or suffers, do not be overly concerned. You may not win, but you will never lose, for you can always learn from what takes place. Temperance and courtesy are the sinews of the rune's protective power. Remember, you're a spiritual warrior. You can handle anything that comes your way, Tony. Just pay attention, all right? And I'm passing it on to Morgan, correct?
Thanks, Ron. Okay, so I pulled a card for Peggy, and what came out for her was this, and I'm pulling from the Soul Coaching Oracle. And this is purification, which is like, it looks as well like a beautiful garden here. All right. And so when I looked at the card, I was picking up messages about clearing of the heart space. I don't know if you're feeling there's something that needs to be cleared in the heart space energy. So they were just talking about essential rose oil, as well rose water to spray on yourself. Doing something, I'm seeing a lot of rose energy. So like rose quartz, rose petals, this type of thing. As well, something about getting up very in the early morning, this sort of at the break of dawn or something, a fresh feeling at first light. If you can, and it's safe for you to do this, to go out in nature and connect with nature, just like at the very early morning, and you might be getting a sense of feeling of oneness and connection and a sense of renewal if you do this. So I'm going to tell you what this card says here. It says, cleanse your body and environment by doing space clearing and shifting your clutter. Release whatever doesn't serve you or support you in your life. Let go of the old, discarded, and unused. Eat lightly and consume fresh water and food with strong life force. Your soul wants you to know sometimes your auric field becomes so cluttered and dingy that you can't see the world around you clearly, and you have trouble hearing the messages from the soul. When you take the time to purify yourself and your environment, not only do you feel lighter and brighter, but you're also a clearer channel for the light. The brilliance that pours through you can heal and help many people. But first, the path has to be clear. And then there's an affirmation. My energy field is being cleansed of all that I do not need. I hope that helps. And with that, I'm going to pass it back to Dawn.
Hello, and I wanted to read for Anna here we go. Oh, it's not letting me turn this over. Okay, cool. I have a message for Anna, and I had seen her message regarding wanting to hear something from her brother. So I was pulling the cards thinking, okay, is there a special message here for Anna? And this card jumped out, and then it just got louder and louder messages coming in. And this is the card that came out, and it's a number 17 card. And then as I was looking at it, then I got a little closer, and there's a figure inside of this card. So that just struck me that, yes, your brother knows exactly what's going on with you. And I believe that Betsy also had given the message out there, and I think this is part of your message as well, is that you can connect with him. You can connect with him. And for some reason, this number 17, I don't know if that number is significant for you. I feel like it is. I don't know why. But this is saying that you focus on healing, faith, and enlightenment. When this card appears, a special wish that you've made may be fulfilled in time. So I do think that you wanting to get a message to your brother that you loved him, and this is him saying back, love you too. I mean, this is that message. And this also is saying you can communicate with him. You just have to trust your intuition. Trust your intuition with what is going on. So to me, that is, I'm just kind of very shocked and getting goosebumps about this whole message to you, but there's such a strong connection that I'm getting from him that it's just like so much love, so much love, so much love. He's there. Have a conversation with him when you're doing dishes. It's fine. It doesn't have to be, sitting in a dark room trying to connect. So good. It's definitely a connection is between the two of you. So know that is something that you can keep going. So with that, I will turn this back over to Sari to close.
All right. Wow. What beautiful messages. And if we can get all of us on screen once again. There we go. Listen, it's been wonderful to have all of you with us, and the energy is just so beautiful. Thanks to Wendy, who's been managing everything behind the scenes, who's not on camera tonight. Denise is in the chat. We've just really enjoyed being with you for these beautiful messages. Just a reminder, we did not announce this before, but on Saturday, the 1st of November, we're going to do something live around the veil. And Wendy's going to be leading us through some messages at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's only going to be for 30 minutes or so. We're going to see if there are any messages across the veil coming through, because Wendy is a medium, and we'll be pulling some cards from various decks, and it will be a short and sweet event, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time on Saturday the 1st. Next Tuesday, November the 4th, we will do our full moon ritual at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, we will be with you daily. We so appreciate you and love you, and we are so grateful for your support. Please like, subscribe, and share, and send on to your friends. Again, have a blessed week, and remember, the messages across the veil are coming loud and clear, so be open. With that, we bid you good night.
Bye.